Hi, this is MGTV, and I'm Michelle Grubman, Women's Wellness Coach, and I teach women how to create healthy lifestyles that are holistic and natural so that they can really live an amazing life with tons of energy and confidence and, of course, health. So, this week we're going to be talking about what you eat. Now, I know nutrition is a touchy subject for some people, and the way I teach it is very different than what's out there. But I did want to really give you a general idea of why it's important. So if you're looking to get healthier this year or to eat better, this video is really going to help you to understand what that looks like. So you are what you eat. Like, I'm sure you've heard of the saying before. And the reason why this is true is because literally the food that you put into your body becomes the foundation of each one of your cells. Now, if you've done any training with me in a workshop, some of my clients, I've taught you about this as we start to do nutrition, but it's so important that when we're feeding ourselves, we're actually feeding the cell. So I want you to imagine one of your cells. So your cell actually needs quite a few things to keep it healthy: air, water, nutrients, macro and micronutrients, so vitamins and minerals, but also carbs and fats and sugars. It needs a way to get rid of waste, so water is such a big thing that it needs. And all of these things actually come in your blood. And so as your blood, as your cells are being bathed in nutrients or getting rid of toxins being taken away from your blood, or get oxygen from your blood or sugars for it to work, this process is actually happening because of what you're putting into your blood. Now, your blood is actually made of the things that you're eating. So that's why in our stomach, and in our colon, when we're eating foods, these areas of our body, especially your colon, absorb the nutrients from the foods to put into your bloodstream, so it can actually transport these nutrients, vitamins, fibers to your cells. So in the workshop that I do on health around the cell, really teaches that if each of your cells are working well, then that system is working really well, that organ is working really well, and you have good health. So, for example, there's so many different types of cells in your body. There's brain cells, there's bone cells, right? There's heart cells. Each of them, of course, each of your cells has a specific job. It doesn't do that job, or it has problems doing that job, if it is working with inferior building blocks. So if your cell is not working properly, it's because you're not giving it the right nutrients, air, water, etc., etc., etc. And when it is getting all those things, then it works at peak performance. And so cancer, for example, is the result of cells not working properly. So instead of doing their job, they multiply, 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 and they build a tumor. So it's important that we are actually feeding our body the building blocks of high quality to make sure that each one of our cells are working correctly. Because each of these cells forms a part of your organ or system, the cardiovascular system, your endocrine system, your skeletal system. Each of these comes from a multitude of cells working together. And so when we have liver damage or failure, that's because the liver cells are not getting what they need to stay healthy. All of this is very important because you are what you eat. So every time you put food into your body, that food becomes your blood. It becomes the basis of each of your cells. It has in it the building blocks for your whole entire body. So for example, if you have a hard time remembering things, if you have a hard time keeping things straight, you get brain fog, it means your brain cells aren't working properly. And this is basically because your blood is not pure. It either doesn't have enough oxygen, it doesn't have enough water, or nutrients and vitamins that you get from food. So when you go shopping, the next time you go shopping, I want you to be thinking about the fact that each thing that you eat becomes the building blocks of your food. This was really important for me when I started to get healthy because I recognized that a lot of what I was eating had chemicals in it that I couldn't pronounce. When I started to look at the back of the ingredients box, I realized there was propylene glycol in some of my foods, which usually is in products, and it's an industrial um, solution that actually makes things kind of soft and flexible. But it's a petroleum product. I mean, it's not really, my body's not meant to digest it. That's for sure. But that there are these natural, actual plant-based um, ways to get these nutrients and these products, and specifically something for propylene glycol. Glycerin is what we use in products, but really all of our like natural fats that we get from nuts and seeds, and even some of our vegetables that have fats, like our fruits or like avocados, are what do these things in our body. And so it was really important that I started to realize that I actually needed to eat food, because food has what I need to give myself the nutrients, vitamins, water, um, building blocks that I need. And that non-food items do not. And it's the reason why I don't suggest supplementation without food sources. And it's the reason why I started really eating more whole foods and more natural foods. So if there's nothing else to remember, because I know we talked a lot about some of the science behind it, but if there's nothing else to remember, it is that you are what you eat. If you're eating very high sugary foods with lots of chemicals, you are setting yourself to break down each of your cells, and when the cell actually reproduces, your DNA will be worse in each of those cells. Hence, that system, that organ is going to start to break down, and you'll start to see symptoms over the months or years. But if you're eating whole foods that have the nutrients and vitamins that you need, you're getting exercise and getting lots of oxygen, and you're drinking lots of water, your body's basically going to have the blocks that it needs to build really strong cells. And so it takes about 3 months for most of the cells in your body to reproduce. Within 3, 6, 9, 12 months, your body is going to actually feel newer, look newer, your skin will look different. I know a lot of the people who first talked to me about working with me, especially for weight loss, asked me, what do you do with the extra weight and the extra skin and extra pounds? Well, I don't do it like conventional weight loss to just lose the weight. I do it by really giving your body what it needs, so it'll automatically make brand new cells that work better. And so you don't end up with these huge pieces of hanging skin. Instead, your body actually starts to replace the genetic code, and have better tags to express that code in a more healthful, stronger, all the things that we're really looking for when we're looking for health, better energy, to feel better and to look better. This only comes from giving yourself the building blocks. So you are what you eat. Remember that this week. If you are completely confused about what to eat, and you have any questions about what I've shared here, click below to my contact page. Feel free to just ask me a question, and I will get back to you ASAP with an answer. Have a wonderful week, and see you next week. Bye.